Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. You know, there are a lot of small things that I test out, like these Talon Pro grips and the handled edge grips, that I just don't have the time to make full reviews for, so I'm going to start doing some shorter reviews on some of the smaller items that I have, or items that just don't constitute a full 10 to 20 minute review. And one of those things I want to talk about is the Langdon Tactical trigger job for Glocks. Now, I know right off the bat, a lot of fans of Langdon Tactical are probably going to hate Glocks, but I don't discriminate. I'm very inclusive on this channel. I like all guns.
Ooh, guns.
So we're going to see how Langdon Tactical's trigger job stacks up and whether or not it's worth it. If you're new around here and you want to support the channel, the links are in the description below. I'm an author. I have a couple of books for sale. Buying those helps support the channel as well as leaving reviews for them. Of course, there's always my Patreon. Now let's kick this into overdrive and do a fast review of the LTT trigger job for Glocks. So first of all, essentially what Langdon Tactical does is they toss an apex trigger into your Glock and then they polish up the points of friction. So if you've felt an apex trigger before, you know what to expect. It's that, but a little bit smoother. So let's take a look at the actual trigger pull itself. We have let's fucking make sure this shit's unloaded. So I'm just gonna hit this tab here, and then we're gonna look at the pre-travel. So this is the pre-travel that we're playing with here. It's actually quite a bit of pre-travel. So I'm just gonna hit this tab, pre-travel, and right there we hit the wall. And this is gonna be more of a rolling break. So I'm gonna start applying pressure as we press to the wall. So there's the break and the reset. So long reset, but it really snaps forward. Let's see the break again from the wall. Ugh. All right, and the reset again, and the break from the wall. So as you can see, it's got some crunch in that rolling break, and that's probably my biggest complaint here. So this is just a factory Glock trigger right here. So we're just going to take up the pre-travel here, and then we're going to press through the wall, clean break, and then there's the reset. So as you can see, a stock Glock trigger has the pre-travel, you hit a very distinct wall, and then it's a clean break through that wall. But the reset is a little bit longer. Not terrible, but kind of average for a striker gun. So who is this trigger for? I'm gonna say this is for people who are uncomfortable changing the trigger in their gun and maybe want to toss that liability onto somebody else. Now, if you take your Glock and an Apex trigger to a gunsmith, they're probably going to charge you like $40 to just drop in the Apex trigger, the plunger, just the whole kit. Now, if you get the Langdon Tactical trigger, you're going to send your gun in, and it's basically going to cost you the Langdon Tactical trigger plus $30 for them to install it and polish it up. Now, granted, you're going to have to ship the gun to and from, but like I said, the liability of the install is then shifted to Langdon Tactical. So basically, you're getting an Apex trigger installed, polished internals, for less than what a gunsmith would probably charge you for this. Now, the biggest pro of this trigger is it lightens up the trigger pull by about a pound. So if you don't mind losing the clean break and you're okay shifting to a rolling break that lightens up the poundage by 1 pound, then I would say that this is probably gonna be an option for you. Now, I actually purchased this G45 from Langdon Tactical with the trigger and the trigger job in it, and when I got it, it was really crunchy and awful, and there was a lot of travel. I mean, I was really disappointed. In fact, I even posted a YouTube short about it and got quite a few comments expressing, wow, that's bad. But I reached out to Langdon Tactical and they told me to send it in. I sent it in. They swapped out a couple of components like the connector and just hyper polished everything, and it came back looking like this, which, as a reminder, we have the pre-travel, hit the wall, and then press through the wall, break, and the reset. So that's how it looks after Langdon Tactical got it in a second time and polished it up a little further. And also, I think this is worth mentioning, I thought it was originally a break-in thing with the trigger, but now that I am a bunch of rounds deep into this trigger, every once in a while, seemingly randomly, the trigger will get intensely gritty and creepy, so much so that it feels like the trigger is broken, and I have to remove the slide and put it back on to fix the problem. I don't know what's causing it, but this is after the trigger's already been back to Langdon Tactical, so it makes me raise an eyebrow. So a lot of people, when they look at Langdon Tactical, they think of the 92G Elite and how amazing of a job they do on this gun. Just be aware that, like I said, it calculates to being about a $30 trigger job after the cost of the Apex, so don't expect something like this for this kind of price. And at the end of the day, it's still just a Glock. Overall, the Langdon Tactical trigger job isn't for me. I actually prefer a stock trigger. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those are great free ways for you to help support the channel in these trying times for gun tubers. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be doing my longer reviews, like ports versus compensators is coming up pretty soon. Lots of great content coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye out. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.